You asked 3 suppliers for a quote, and now you have 3 documents open, and they might as well be written in 3 different languages. One priced it per unit, one gave a lump sum, one bundled in delivery, and one quietly left it out. One includes installation, one does not say. The warranties are worded differently. The payment terms are buried in different paragraphs, and the more you stare, the less sure you are which is actually the best deal. So you do what tired owners do. You pick the lowest number or the supplier you have used before, and you hope. Then 3 months later, the hidden cost shows up, the delivery you thought was included, and you realize you never really compared them at all. Today, I want to show you a clearer way to choose. Not a spreadsheet you will build wrong and abandon, but using an AI assistant to take those mismatched quotes and lay them out like for like in one clean comparison, with the sharp questions you still need to ask so you can decide well. One thing before we start, the AI organizes and compares. It does not know your business the way you do, so you stay the one who decides which supplier actually wins. It compares, you decide, the pile of quotes. Let us name where most owners get stuck and call it level 0. The problem is not that you are bad at maths. The problem is that the quotes are not comparable, and nobody made them that way on purpose. Each supplier presented their offer in the shape that flatters it most. So the cheapest headline number hides the delivery charge. The dearest one quietly includes a 2-year warranty, and there is no clean row where you can set them side by side. Comparing them properly would take an hour of careful cross-reading you never quite have, so you shortcut. You go with the lowest visible price or the name you know, and you carry a nagging feeling you missed something. That is level 0, an important spending decision made on a gut feeling because the real comparison was too fiddly to do. Before we open any tool, get clear on what a good quote comparison is actually for, because an assistant is only as good as the target you hand it. A good comparison does 4 things. First, it puts everything on the same basis, the same currency, the same unit, the same what is included, so you are finally comparing like with like. Second, it surfaces the hidden costs, the delivery, the installation, the setup fee, the thing left off one quote and buried in another, so nothing ambushes you later. Third, it shows more than price, the warranty, the lead time, the payment terms, the things that matter as much as the number. And fourth, it points out what is missing or unclear, the questions you still need to ask before you sign. Same basis, hidden costs surfaced, more than price, gaps flagged. Name those 4 and you can brief an assistant to build exactly that. Gather every quote in one place. Here is the first move, and it is simpler than it sounds. Before an AI can compare the quotes, it needs to see all of them together, so gather them. Copy the text of each quote or the key details into one place, one after another, clearly labeled Supplier A, Supplier B, Supplier C. Include everything, the prices, what is covered, the delivery terms, the warranty, the payment schedule, the lead time, even the vague bits. Then add the one thing only you know, what actually matters to you for this particular purchase. Is it the lowest total cost, the fastest delivery, the longest warranty, the supplier who can start next week? The AI cannot rank on priorities you never named. Give it all 3 quotes and your real priorities. That is the raw material for a comparison that actually helps you choose. Brief the AI like a procurement analyst. Now the shift that makes this work. You do not paste the quotes and say which is cheapest, because the cheapest headline is exactly the trap. Instead, you brief it the way you would brief a careful procurement analyst who is good with numbers but does not know your business. It sounds like this. Here are 3 supplier quotes for the same job. Please put them into one comparison table on the same basis, the same total including any delivery, installation or setup, so I can compare like with like. Show me the total real cost, the warranty, the lead time, and the payment terms for each. Flag any cost that is included in one but not another. Tell me what is unclear or missing, and give me the questions I should ask each supplier before I decide. That brief is the whole secret. You are handing over the mess and your priorities and letting the assistant line it up cleanly. The jobs to ask for. Let me give you the specific jobs to ask for every time, because together they turn 3 mismatched documents into a decision you can trust. 1. Normalize everything to the same basis. the true all-in total, so no hidden charge stays hidden. 2. Compare the non-price things to warranty, lead time, terms, because the cheapest quote is often the dearest once those are counted. 3. Flag the gaps and mismatches, where one quote includes something another leaves out, so you see the real difference. 4. List the questions to ask each supplier, because the fastest way to a good deal is the right question before you sign. And 5. Weigh it against your stated priority, whether that is cost, speed, or warranty, not just the lowest number. Same basis, compare beyond price, flag the gaps, give the questions, weigh your priority. Ask for those 5 and you get a clear decision instead of a lucky guess. One decision start to finish. Let me make it concrete with a made-up example. Picture an owner we will call City, who runs a small catering business and needs a new commercial oven from 3 suppliers. The quotes are a mess. One is 30% cheaper on the sticker, one includes installation, one has a longer warranty but slower delivery. City's tired instinct is to take the cheapest and move on. Instead, she pastes all 3 into her AI assistant, tells it delivery within 3 weeks matters most because she has a big event booked, and asks for a like-for-like table. The comparison shows the cheapest oven actually costs more once installation and delivery are added and cannot arrive in time anyway. The mid-priced one hits her deadline with installation included. It also flags that one warranty excludes parts, so she should ask. City reads it, calls to confirm the delivery date, and chooses with clear eyes. That is level 1. Guessing versus comparing. Now let me name the real difference this makes, because it is not about crunching numbers faster. It is about making a real spending decision with your eyes open instead of your fingers crossed. Level 0 is guessing. The quotes are not comparable. Doing it properly is too fiddly, so you grab the lowest sticker price or the familiar name and hope the hidden costs do not bite, which they often do 3 months later. Level 1 is comparing. The same mismatched quotes get lined up on the same basis, all in totals, warranties, lead times, terms, with the hidden costs surfaced and the questions to ask spelled out in minutes instead of an hour of cross-reading. Your job shrinks from squinting at 3 documents to reading one clean table and making the call. You are still fully in charge. The AI signs nothing and chooses nothing on its own. It just makes the real difference visible. Your judgment stays in charge. This next part is not optional, so I want to be direct. The AI organizes the numbers, but it does not run your business. You do. It can only work with what you pasted, and it can misread a figure, miss a nuance in the wording, or treat 2 things as equal that you know are not, like a supplier whose reliability you have learned the hard way. So treat its table as a strong first draft, never the final word. Check the numbers against the original quotes yourself, because a single misread figure can flip the decision. Weigh the things it cannot see, the supplier who always delivers on time, the one who let you down last year, the relationship worth keeping. Use its questions to actually call the suppliers before you sign. The AI is good at making a messy pile comparable fast. You hold the judgment about trust, reliability, and which deal is truly right for your business. A simple way to start. If you want to try this, here is the low effort way in, and it is smaller than it sounds. Do not wait for a huge purchase. The very next time you get 2 or 3 quotes for anything, before you paste them all into an AI assistant with one line about what matters most to you, lowest total, fastest delivery, or longest warranty. Ask for a like-for-like comparison on the same all-in basis, the hidden costs flagged, and the questions you should ask each supplier. Then check the numbers against the originals yourself. Weigh the things it cannot know and make the call. That is the whole experiment. One decision made with a clear table instead of a gut guess. You will feel almost immediately how different it is to choose knowing the real difference rather than hoping you did. The honest watch-outs. And because I promised no hype, here are the honest watch-outs, and please take them seriously. First, always check the AI's numbers against the original quotes, because it can misread or mistype a figure, and the wrong number in the table can point you at the wrong supplier. Second, it only knows what you paste, so if a quote's terms are vague, the comparison will be vague too, which is exactly why you use its questions to go back and ask. Third, it cannot weigh trust, the supplier who never lets you down or the one who did, so keep those human factors in your own hands, not the tables. And fourth, keep sensitive commercial terms inside tools you trust, And do not paste anything you are not comfortable sharing. Use it to make mismatched quotes comparable fast. Keep the number checking, the trust, and the final choice firmly in your own hands. Firmly, 2 units. For me firmly given. Quick recap. Let me pull it together. Level 0 is 3 quotes that are impossible to compare because each supplier shaped theirs to flatter itself. So you grab the lowest sticker or the familiar name and get ambushed by hidden costs later. Level 1 is gathering every quote in one place with your real priority, then briefing an AI assistant to line them up on the same all-in basis, surface the hidden costs, compare the warranties, lead times and terms, flag what is unclear, and hand you the questions to ask before you sign. The 5 asks are same basis: compare beyond price, flag the gaps, give the questions, and weigh your priority. You check its numbers against the originals, weigh the trust it cannot see, and make the call yourself. What you get is a real spending decision, made with your eyes open, in minutes, instead of an hour of squinting. If you have ever picked a supplier on the lowest sticker price and been ambushed by a hidden cost later, this is the workflow that lays mismatched quotes out like for like, so you choose with clear eyes, and we made a free step-by-step course that walks you from level 0 to level 1 in plain language, no jargon and no technical background needed. It shows you how to get an AI assistant onto your own computer, working with your own quotes and files, so you can try this on one real decision of your own instead of taking my word for it. Head to aifirstasia.com/level1 and take the free course. Do it once, compare a single set of quotes the new way, and feel how different it is to choose knowing the real difference. And if you want more of this, practical AI workflows built for SME owners, honest and no hype, then subscribe. Level 1 is right there. Go take the step.